Julian Leeser is a member of the federal opposition. He's got a significant Persian community in his northern Sydney seat of Berowra. You too would be celebrating what has happened in the past 24 hours, but let's turn to what I was just talking about with Rana, which is what none of us know, the next 24 hours.
Well, Paul, let's celebrate what we've seen. This is a good day for the Iranian people. It's a good day for everyone around the world that supports freedom, democracy and human rights. One of the world's worst human rights abusers has been killed. He exported terrorism around the world and abused the human rights of his people at home. No one will mourn this man. And as someone who represents the fourth largest Persian community in the country, can I say the Persians in Berowra are astonishingly brave. They've been subjected to harassment here. Their families are subjected to terrorism at home. Across the board, the death of the Ayatollah is welcomed.
Yeah, my oath. Now, give us an idea here too about some of the positioning that has come from the federal government. I know some have read into the tone of the Prime Minister's comments. I'm not going to join that criticism because he's come out and he's made it very clear that he supports what has taken place here. Again, how bellicose he is about all of that, I'm not reading any deeper politics, and I'm the hardest marker that he has. How do you feel about the performance of the government, of Penny Wong? They didn't seem to go into the de-escalation world that they have gone to in the past.
Well, I think we should be very clear that we should all support the actions of America and Israel in getting rid of a terrorist regime and a terrorist actor that attacked our own country. There should be no ifs or buts about that. And I think in some respects this was a very good statement from the Prime Minister. But, and it needs to be said, Paul, I've been calling for us to suspend diplomatic relations with Iran since 2023. The coalition has been calling for the IRGC to be listed since 2022. And the government was really late to the party in relation to the way they dealt with Iran. I think we've had a generally shambolic foreign policy in relation to the Middle East. But I have to say it was good to hear the Prime Minister come out and support the actions of America. I wanted to hear him say Israel too, because it's the two nations working together that has got rid of this terrorist actor who attacked our own country.
Yeah, I'm just noticing here too that in the past hour there is some reporting that some oil tankers are now starting to be attacked as well. This is in that body of water, of course, to the southwest of Iran. The consequences of the next few days, and again, where this goes, we will see what happens when it comes to the Iranian people, what capacity they have to push back against, frankly, the people who have the guns. The global and certainly the Western desire for boots on the ground, I think, becomes much more complicated than what we've seen from the air in the past couple of days. Do you expect what the President had said yesterday, which was that this was not one and done, this was the start of a wave of consequences for Iran, and now that Iran, even post the death of Khamenei, has been trying to take out and kill people close to American facilities all over the region, that only steels the President's spine to keep going down that list of potential successes that we were showing a bit earlier?
Well, Paul, as you pointed out earlier, it wasn't just the Ayatollah who was taken out. It was a number of his other lieutenants. It was military installations. It was the IRGC headquarters. There've been a range of different targets, and they haven't said, the Americans and the Israelis, that they finished their bombardment, as it were, of what goes on there. I want to address the point that you were making earlier about can the Iranians stand up, the Iranian people stand up to the regime. And I think the Iranian people have been incredibly brave. We've been seeing since December last year the way in which they've stood up against this regime, a regime that murdered something like 30,000 of them in that period. And when we think about the murders, it wasn't just gunning people down. I've had stories of women who've been murdered, who've been raped, children have been raped, and after they've been murdered, the women's wombs have been cut out. I mean, this was a savage, brutal regime of the sort that we in Australia just cannot imagine. And I think the Iranian people have been incredibly brave, and they will continue to be incredibly brave in standing up to the regime and in carving out, hopefully, a democratic future for themselves. I welcome the developments today with great optimism, as does anyone who would support the Iranian people.
Yeah, very much so. Julian, thank you so much. Appreciate the clarity. All the best to your community. Again, the joy they feel tonight, the trepidation they may feel for the next couple of days. You're an excellent representative of them in Berowra and in the federal parliament. Thank you, mate. Do appreciate it.